All right, so get this.
Okay.
Ever heard of a site called 1688.com?
I have.
It's like the ultimate treasure map for anyone who's ever wondered like
Right.
how those crazy low prices on sites like Temu and AliExpress are
Yeah.
even possible.
Yeah.
We're using a YouTube video by my wife quit her job e-commerce channel to really get into the nitty-gritty, and
Yeah.
trust me, you're going to want to take notes.
It's fascinating how
Right.
1688.com operates kind of under the radar.
Right.
Most people are completely unaware that it's the very foundation
Yeah.
that giants like AliExpress and Temu are built upon.
It's wild.
Yeah.
We're talking about going straight to the source,
Uh.
the Chinese wholesale platform where businesses in China score those
Yeah.
bargain basement prices.
Well,
Today, we're diving deep into how it all works.
Yeah.
And I'm already feeling like I'm about to unlock some serious
For sure.
e-commerce secrets.
Think of it as peeking behind the curtain of online marketplaces.
We're going to see exactly how those unbelievably low prices become a reality.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is 1688.com?
Yeah.
Is it like Alibaba's super secret little brother or something?
Well, it's owned by Alibaba, just
Yeah.
like Alibaba.com.
Okay.
But there's a key difference.
Okay.
1688.com is primarily geared towards businesses within China.
Okay.
It's where they connect with manufacturers to buy products in bulk. But here's the kicker.
Okay.
You can actually buy single units and have them drop shipped.
Oh.
That's something you typically can't do on Alibaba.com.
Wait, hold up. Single units?
Mm-hmm.
So I could theoretically buy like one pair of those funky LED light-up sneakers directly from a manufacturer in China.
Precisely.
Wow.
And that's where the magic of the price advantage comes in.
Okay.
Let's look at the air fryer example from the video.
Okay.
On 1688.com, it was listed for $11.40.
What?
I mean, that's practically giving it away.
That's insane. The same air fryer was selling for $127
Oh my gosh.
on AliExpress and $52.99 on Temu.
Wow.
It really puts things into perspective.
That's a mind-boggling difference.
It is.
So AliExpress and Temu are basically getting their products from 1688.com, marking up the price, and then selling them to us.
Essentially, yes.
Talk about a brilliant business model.
It is quite a clever strategy.
Wow.
They act as intermediaries,
Okay.
capitalizing on the price disparity between 1688.com and the prices consumers are willing to pay.
Right.
But imagine the possibilities if you cut out the middleman and went straight to the source.
Okay, my head is spinning with possibilities.
Yes.
So if I wanted to dive into this whole 1688.com dropshipping thing, how would it work?
Okay.
Break it down for me. And let's be honest,
It's
is as complicated as it sounds.
actually more straightforward than you might think.
Okay.
The first hurdle is navigating the website,
Okay.
which is entirely in Chinese.
Okay.
But thankfully, Google Translate does a pretty decent job these days.
All right, Google Translate, you and I are about to become best friends.
That's right.
What's next?
Next, you'll need to find a reliable dropshipping provider,
Okay.
often called a China 3PL,
Okay.
which stands for third-party logistics.
Okay.
They act as your partner in China,
Okay.
handling everything from receiving the products from the 1688.com supplier
Okay.
to shipping them directly to your customers around the globe.
So basically, they're the bridge between me and the world of affordable Chinese goods.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Then what?
Then comes the fun part.
Okay.
Setting up your own online store.
Ooh, fun.
You'll need a platform like Shopify or WooCommerce
Okay.
to showcase your products,
Yeah, could.
process orders, and manage your business. Think of it as your digital storefront,
Okay.
your own mini Temu, if you will.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've found my products on 1688.com,
Okay.
partnered with a drop shipping provider,
Uh-huh.
and set up my online store.
Walk me through the moment of truth.
Sure.
What happens when a customer hits that buy now button?
So when a customer places an order on your website,
Okay.
you place the corresponding order with your drop shipping provider.
Okay.
They'll then package up the product and ship it
Okay.
directly from the 1688.com supplier to your customer's doorstep.
Gotcha.
You're essentially orchestrating the entire process from behind the scenes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can see how this 1688.com dropshipping model has the potential to be
Yeah,
a game changer for entrepreneurs.
for sure.
But let's get real for a second.
Okay.
There have to be some downsides, right?
Yeah.
Is it really all sunshine and rainbows?
There are definitely pros and cons to consider.
Okay.
Like any business model,
Okay.
one of those obvious challenges is the language barrier.
Oh, yeah.
While translation tools are helpful,
Uh-huh.
they're not perfect.
Okay.
and there could be some nuances lost in translation.
Okay, so navigating the Chinese language is one thing.
Yeah.
What other potential snags should I be aware of?
Another consideration is quality control.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
You're working with manufacturers you might not be familiar with,
Right.
and there's always the possibility of receiving products that don't quite meet your standards.
Quality control noted.
Mm.
Anything else I should be adding to my mental cons list?
And then there's the shipping time factor.
Oh, right, yeah.
Shipping from China can take a bit longer than
Yeah.
what customers might be used to.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially compared to domestic shipping options.
Right.
Managing customer expectations around shipping times is crucial.
Longer shipping times, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But hasn't Temu faced similar challenges with shipping and quality control?
They have.
And they seem to be doing all right, wouldn't you say?
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
It brings up a fascinating question about evolving consumer behavior.
Okay.
Temu's success, despite those very same drawbacks,
Mm-hmm.
suggests that in a changing economic landscape,
Okay.
where affordability is paramount,
Right.
consumers are becoming more willing to accept certain trade-offs.
So are we saying that the desire for a bargain is becoming a stronger driving force
It seems that way.
than the need for instant gratification or impeccable quality? That's a pretty big shift in consumer mindset.
It certainly seems that way.
Wow.
And it begs the question,
Yeah.
is this the new normal?
Ooh.
Are we entering an era where consumers are prioritizing price over everything else,
Okay.
even if it means waiting a bit longer for their package,
Right.
or perhaps accepting slight variations in quality?
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
It is.
This 1688.com deep dive has definitely gone beyond just the mechanics of dropshipping. We're
Cool.
talking about a fundamental shift in the way we shop
Yeah,
and the factors that influence our buying decisions.
For sure.
It's pretty thought-provoking, to say the least.
it really highlights the dynamic nature of e-commerce
Yeah.
and how consumer behavior is constantly evolving.
Yep.
And it makes you wonder, what does this mean for the future of online shopping?
Right.
What role will platforms like 1688.com and Temu play
Yeah.
in shaping this new landscape?
These are definitely questions worth pondering.
They are.
This deep dive has opened my eyes to a whole new world of
Wow.
possibilities and challenges in the e-commerce realm.
For sure.
It's clear that understanding 1688.com is about more than just sourcing cheap products. It's about understanding the forces shaping the future of online retail.
I agree.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
let's take a step back and break down the
Yeah.
core pros and cons of using 1688.com for dropshipping.
Sounds good.
Okay, hit me with those perks.
Okay.
What makes 1688.com such an appealing option for entrepreneurs?
Well, as we've seen, the most alluring advantage is those incredibly low prices,
Right?
even lower than what you'd find on Temu.
Yeah.
This translates to potentially hefty profit margins,
Okay.
which is always a plus for any business.
I mean, who doesn't love the sound of high profit margins?
Right.
Sign me up.
Exactly.
But what about the whole inventory situation?
Yeah.
Isn't that usually a major headache for e-commerce businesses?
That's another huge advantage of the dropshipping model.
Okay.
You don't need to stock any inventory up front.
Okay.
Your dropshipping provider handles all of that,
Right.
minimizing your risk and upfront investment.
Okay.
It's a pretty attractive setup,
Yeah.
especially for entrepreneurs just starting out.
No warehouse overflowing with unicorn phone cases.
Exactly.
It sounds like a dream come true.
Yeah,
But didn't you mention something about import duties earlier?
it did.
Is that something I need to worry about?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Thanks to de minimis rules,
Okay.
there are no import duties on products under $800.
What?
Essentially, de minimis allows you to import goods below a certain value without paying any duties or taxes.
Wow.
It's a real game changer for smaller businesses
Okay.
working with international suppliers.
De minimis, you're my new favorite word.
There you go.
Less paperwork and more profit.
Exactly.
Like where this is going.
I know, right?
But let's not sugarcoat things.
Okay.
We've got to address those potential downsides, right?
Yeah.
We talked about the language barrier quality control and those potentially longer shipping times.
Right.
Help me weigh these challenges.
Okay.
How big of a deal are we talking here?
There are definitely factors to consider,
Okay.
and it's essential to approach them strategically.
Okay.
The language barrier can be mitigated with translation tools,
Right.
but it's wise to invest in a good one and double-check translations for accuracy.
Okay. So don't just rely on the free version of Google Translate. Got it.
Exactly.
What about quality control?
Yeah.
Any tips for navigating that potential minefield.
Building a strong relationship with your drop shipping provider is key.
Huh?
Communicate your quality expectations clearly.
Okay.
And consider ordering samples before listing products on your store.
It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Samples are a must.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Sure.
But what about those shipping times?
Yeah.
I'm imagining customers getting a little impatient if their LED sneakers take weeks to arrive.
Right.
How do we manage those expectations?
Transparency is key.
Okay.
Be upfront about shipping times on your website
Okay.
and in your communication with customers.
Right.
Consider offering different shipping options with varying delivery times
Okay.
so customers can choose what works best for them.
Right. Transparency is the name of the game.
Exactly.
No hiding behind vague delivery estimates.
No?
But it's fascinating to think about
Yeah.
how companies like Temu have managed to thrive
Right.
despite facing these very same challenges.
Right.
They obviously tapped into something powerful,
Yeah,
that consumer desire for a good deal,
for sure.
even if it means waiting a bit longer
Right.
or maybe getting a product that isn't absolutely perfect.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
They've really turned the traditional e-commerce model on its head,
Yeah.
and their success speaks volumes about the changing priorities of consumers,
Mm-hmm.
particularly in a challenging economic climate.
So is Tima's success a fluke,
Mm,
or are they onto something much bigger?
that's the question.
Are we witnessing a fundamental shift in consumer behavior
It seems so.
where affordability trumps everything else?
It's certainly a trend worth paying attention to.
Okay.
There's a growing body of research in behavioral economics
Okay.
that suggests that when faced with economic uncertainty,
Okay.
consumers become more price sensitive.
That makes sense.
They're willing to prioritize saving money,
Uh-huh.
even if it means making certain trade-offs in terms of quality or convenience.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
When every penny counts,
Right.
people are going to gravitate towards those bargain basement prices.
Exactly.
Even if it means waiting a few extra weeks for a package,
Yeah.
or maybe getting a product that's not top of the line.
Right.
But is this a sustainable trend?
Yeah, is it?
Will we see more companies like Temu popping up,
Right.
offering rock bottom prices and reshaping our expectations as consumers?
It's certainly a possibility.
Wow.
And it raises important questions about the future of e-commerce.
Like what?
Will this focus on affordability lead to a decline in quality overall?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Or will consumers eventually reach a tipping point
Okay.
where they're no longer willing to sacrifice quality for the sake of a bargain?
It's like we've stumbled upon a fork in the road of online shopping.
That's a good way to put it.
On one path, we have the traditional model of fast shipping, premium quality, and established brands.
Okay.
On the other path, we have this new breed of e-commerce companies like Temu, offering lightning fast deals and access to products directly from overseas manufacturers.
That's right.
Which path will consumers choose?